Hey guys, welcome back to Take 2 Reviews, and this video is a little different. I am not reviewing any action figures whatsoever. This is simply telling you my top 10 figures that I have, and a couple honorable mentions, but basically my top 10 Marvel Select figures of all time so far. So before we get started, this is just my opinion. This is my top 10. This is my top 10. You don't have to be yours. It don't have to be his. It don't have to be hers. This is my top 10. Yes, there are figures that are totally awesome. I just don't have it. Trust me. If I had the figure, yes, it will be in my top 10. You know, like the Wolverine figure, and the Loki and Iron Patriot and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I don't have those figures, and they're not in this top 10. So these are the top 10 figures that I have. So let's get started. So number 10, I'll have to give this to Daredevil. This figure is absolutely dope. It made to number 10 because the height issue, but it made it to the top 10 because I love the sculpt of it. I think the sculpt is absolutely beautiful. It was a figure that I was very shocked that Marvel Select was going to make, and it was totally awesome. Only thing I wish, and it probably would have been higher if it was taller and it didn't have that weird lopsided foot thing that is going on. But yeah, for my number 10, it is Daredevil from the Netflix show. My next figure is the Rhino. I love this figure. This figure is absolutely dope. The reason why it's number 9 is because articulation, and don't get me wrong, I mean, articulation just wasn't a big thing for Marvel Select like a few years ago, just a few years ago. So I gave it so I kind of gave it a little bit of slack. But other than that, it's sculpt wise, this figure is absolutely dope. I love it. It's one of my favorite. He's actually one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I've very enjoyed it. I really enjoyed him in the animated series. And when I actually got this figure really late. When I got this figure, it probably came out maybe 2 years ago at the time, and I bought him off, to get him brand new, he was going for like $80, $85, and I got him off eBay for like 20. Like, it was just this once in a lifetime chance to get him, and I had 20 bucks, so I got him off eBay, and yeah, here he was. Now he's a little bit stiff, but other than that, is not much you can do with him. But yeah, Rhino is definitely in my number 9. Number 8 is Agent Venom, and I was madly in love with this figure. Every figure that I mentioned in this, by the way, when I had it, it was my favorite figure at the moment. So, but yeah, Agent Venom was a Disney Store exclusive. Actually, I had the reissue. I didn't get it when it first came out. I wasn't even collecting figures then, I don't think. And then Disney Store actually came out, reissued it again, a re-release. That's what I'm trying to say. And I had to pick it up. Agent Venom was a really, really, really awesome character that I didn't think I would like as much. I hope they make a Space Venom, because I did like the Space Venom comics, that when he was going around with Guardians of the Galaxy. But other than that, the articulation is actually pretty decent. The reason why it is number 8 is because, I mean, there's really no reason. There's really nothing wrong with the figure. Just 7 other figures I like better. So yeah, number 8, Agent Venom. Number 7 is, okay, I cheated. I will say the Iron Man 3 wave. These figures are amazing. These figures, I wish Diamond Select will still make their Iron Man figures, like, because I really, really love these figures a lot more than the Civil War Iron Man that came. They're tall, they're big, they're bulky. The articulation is very amazing for the figures that they are. I just feel like we've been losing that in the recent Iron Man figures. But yeah, these figures are absolutely dope. Especially the War Machine. I actually like the War Machine better than that Iron Man suit. But yeah, I wish I had the Disney exclusive. I think it was a Disney Store exclusive, the Iron Patriot. I wish I had him. But yeah, I told myself I'll never pay as much as I think the Iron Patriot suit is going on for like $150, $200 maybe on eBay. So yeah, I just go ahead and take the L on that one and miss that Iron Patriot bus. But other than that, I'm very grateful to even have a War Machine. I wish we had a War Machine from the Civil War. That would have been dope. But anyway, but yeah, number 7 is the Iron Man 3 and War Machine. All right, number 6 is Venom. Man, I was so psyched to get this Venom. Now, Venom was a figure that I did not think I was going to get. I thought I missed the bus on that, and I actually caught him on another reissue. I think he was a reissue. I didn't think he came out. I think it was a reissue that day too. And what happened was I went to a comic book store and I just started. I had maybe 10 or 12 Marvel Selects. And I heard there was a Venom figure, and I'm like, man, it would be really nice to have a Venom figure, but oh well, maybe Diamond Select will make another one. So I was on break, and there was this comic book store down the street, and there he was. And cool thing, I got paid that day. So yeah, I had to pick him up along with a couple others. But yeah, Venom is definitely he's actually my favorite Marvel villain. I love Venom. He's a dope dude, especially the comics. I love the Venomverse comics too. Well, I won't say, okay, let's take that back. I love Venom comics, not the Venomverse. The Venomverse is kind of weird. But yeah, other than that, number 6 have to go towards Venom. Number 5 is Starlord, the recent release MCU Starlord. I love him so much. Now, as you see in the picture, I actually gave him the element guns from the Disney Store exclusive Starlord. It also matches with his helmet. So I was like, well, guess he's going to be posing with those. Because now that I have this one, I really don't like the Disney Store exclusive one. So I just kind of gave him that one gun that he came with and let him use that, just for display purposes. But yeah, Starlord, this is a very cool figure to have. I love his swag. Now I wish he had the Chris Pratt head. I know everybody's saying that, everybody's hearing that, but I really wish we had the Chris Pratt head. That would have been a very, very dope addition to this figure, but we don't. But at least the helmet's cool. So if the helmet was ugly, then yeah, I probably wouldn't even put this figure in my top 10. But yeah, Starlord MCU version of it is number 5. Number 4 is my latest review, Gladiator Hulk from the Thor Ragnarok. And man, this Hulk is absolutely dope. This is my favorite Hulk figure. It really is. I just wish I wish the other Hulks were, the other MCU Hulk that I think it was Age of Ultron, had his sculpt. If he had his sculpt, man, that would have been my favorite. But this sculpt of the Hulk is absolutely dope. I love the articulation. It has great articulation for a big figure. I kind of call it like a heavy hitter figure. Those usually actually my more favorite figures from Marvel Select. But other than that, yeah, the Gladiator Hulk is an absolutely dope figure, and I am very honored to have this figure. Coming at number 3, now we got the top 3, is Spider-Man from Spiderman Homecoming, and this figure is dope. Now, I love this figure because not only for his sculpt, but I love his paint. I love the bright red and the blue. It matches the movie, the movie that it came from. You like all the bright, vibrant colors, and the articulation is really. I think this is the best articulated figure. One of the best articulated figures Marvel Select have. I mean, it kind of like almost up there with the Marvel Legend almost. It bends forward, it bends backwards, and legs can spread out wide. His head can move pretty, because like if you compare him to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, yes, Amazing Spider-Man 2, man, that figure is stiff. And over time, I'm started to hate that Spider-Man, but that was like my only Spider-Man that I had. But when this Spider-Man came out, I was like, yes, thank you, a decent Spider-Man. I'm actually working on getting that, I think, is it Spectacular? No, it's a new Disney Store exclusive Spider-Man. So I'm working on getting that. It's still at a decent price too. So I will be getting that figure as my comic book. Other than that, back to what's really at stake. Yeah, number 3 is the Spider-Man from Spiderman Homecoming. And number 2, I'm going to have to give to Groot. Groot was a figure I prayed to God above that we will get. Groot is one of my favorite, one of my favorite characters in Marvel. He's just a fun character. He's fun to, he's fun to pose and everything. This figure, and he actually, like I said, he actually has pretty great articulation for the size of this character. This figure was a complete surprise. I remember just waking up in the morning. I was actually in history class, and I got distracted, got on my computer, and seen that Marvel was releasing a Marvel Selects Guardians of the Galaxy wave, and Groot was part of it. So I was like, yes. Like, if we didn't get any other Guardians of the Galaxy, any other characters, I would at least wanted a Groot. At least Groot. I don't need Starlord. I don't need Drax, Gamora, or Rocket. If we at least have Groot, I would have been happy. And thankfully we got all of them, but this Groot really takes the cake. So I have to give my number 2 spot to Groot. And right now we're going to get into some honorable mentions. And my first honorable mention goes to the Destroyer. The Destroyer, it was a figure I did not think I wanted so much. This is a figure I never thought I needed. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and we have an Odin head, even though it's not in the picture, but there is an Odin head that comes with it, and it's really good to even like start in maybe like an Asgardian display if you display your figures. But yeah, Destroyer. Also the Planet Hulk, the Disney Store exclusive, which was another surprise. This was a very awesome figure. It's very, very, very tall, and man, it's just like basically it's like a statue. It's really stiff, so that's why I didn't really make the top 10. But other than that, Planet Hulk is definitely a dope figure. And my last honorable mention will have to go to Juggernaut. Like I said, I love the heavy hitter. It's just a beautiful sculpt figure. Like I love it, and I highly doubt Marvel Select will ever make another Juggernaut figure, but I wouldn't mind, because I feel like this Juggernaut is literally perfect and it serves its purpose. So yeah. So anyway, let's get into my number 1 figure. And that figure is Carnage. This Carnage figure is the perfect figure in my heart. Carnage is absolutely amazing. The sculpt, the articulation, everything about this. I literally had almost no complaints about this figure whatsoever. It is an amazing figure. Some people thought it was too tall. I thought it was just right. I love the fact that Carnage is like this tall, lean figure. So other than that, man, this Carnage, like, there's people who collect Marvel Legends and will get this Carnage just to have in their collection because it's so much better than the Marvel Legends Carnage. But yeah, this Carnage definitely is the best, in my opinion, the best Marvel Select figure Marvel Select has ever made. Diamond Select has ever made. But anyway, that's my top 10. Thank you guys for watching. Comment below your top 10 figures, and hope to see you guys soon. Peace.